So in the last class we learned about the cardinal points of an optical system. In that we learned four different types. So the first two are principal foci and focal planes. So we saw how the parallel rays meet at focal point and the rays emerging from the focal point emerges as the parallel rays to the principal axis. Then we understood the two principal points and principal planes for the system of lens or the thick lens. So in that, the planes which are passing from the principal points given the principal planes, and we also saw the ray diagram for the thick lens or coaxial refracting system, and in that we saw principal points and principal planes. So in this class let us try to understand the nodal points and nodal planes. So before doing that, so let us draw the ray diagram to understand the nodal planes. So this is the principal axis that we have learned in our earlier classes. So on this principal axis there will be basically two focal points and two principal points. So let F1 be the first focal point, and the plane passing through this first focal point is known as a focal plane. So now let this point be F2, second focal point, and the plane passing through this F2 focal point is the focal plane. So this is the focal plane and this is the focal point. Now we have the principal points. Let's suppose this is P1, principal point 1, and this is P2, principal point 2. So if I draw another plane which is again perpendicular to the principal axis and passes through the principal point, then that plane is known as a principal plane 1, and this plane is known as principal plane 2. So nodal points are defined as the pair of conjugate points on the axis having unit positive angular magnification. So this is the definition for nodal points. So with the diagram let us understand what are the nodal points. So let H1, P1 and H2, P2 be the first and second principal planes of an optical system. Now let us consider a point A on the first focal plane, and there is a ray which comes from A, and that ray is parallel to the principal axis. Now this ray will get emerged out from the second principal plane and passes through the second focal point. So this is the second principal plane H2, and this is the first principal plane H1. Now this incident ray passes from H2 and crosses the F2. So this is the emerged ray of AH1. So here AH1 is the incident ray which is parallel to the axis. The conjugate ray will proceed from H2, will pass through the second focus F2. Now H2 P2 is equals to H1 P1. If you see, the distance from H1 P1 is equals to H2 P2. From the diagram, H1 P1 is equals to H2 P2. So this is the first point. So now consider another ray AT1 which is parallel to the emergent ray. So now we have to draw another ray which should be parallel to this ray. That ray is known as AT1. Let's suppose if here is the point T and the ray passes from the point T. So this is T1. Now this ray will emerge out along T2R. So here T2 is again a point on the second principal plane. So this ray will get emerged out from this T2 point, and this ray should be parallel to this ray. So if I draw, this is emergent ray of the second ray, that is AT1. So now from the diagram, if you observe, T1 P1 is equals to T2 P2. Why? Because the distance from T1 P1 is equals to T2 P2. Here we have taken a parallel line from point T1, and this line is parallel to the principal axis. So whenever you incident a ray which crosses the first principal plane H1 at T1, this ray gets emerged from the second plane, principal plane, at the point T2, and this ray will again be parallel to this emergent ray. So for H1 A1 incident ray, there is a H2 F2 emergent ray, and A1 T1 incident ray, there is a T2, and this is R. T2R is the emergent ray. So from the diagram again, T1 P1 is equals to T2 P2. So the point of intersection of the ray AT1 and the point of intersection of ray T2R on the principal axis will give the nodal points. So these two are the nodal points. These 2 points are formed by the intersection of the ray AT1 and ray T2R. These 2 points are known as nodal points. So let us name these points as N1 and N2. So N1, N2 are the nodal points. P1, P2 are the principal points. F1, F2 are the focal points, and N1, N2 are the nodal points. So there are basically 6 points on the principal axis. So from the diagram, AN1 is parallel to T2R. So if there is an angle here, alpha 1 and alpha 2, then from the diagram we can say that tan of alpha 1 is equals to tan of alpha 2. Why? Because these two rays are parallel to each other, so the angle will be equals. So tan of alpha 1 is equals to tan of alpha 2. So this means that a ray of light directed towards N1 makes an angle alpha 1, and towards N2 makes an angle alpha 2. Basically, in nodal points, when a ray of light is directed towards one of these points, after refraction through the optical system, these rays appears to proceed from the second point in parallel direction. So that is shown in the figure which I have drawn here. So from the diagram, if I take the ratio of tan of alpha 1 by tan of alpha 2, what will I get? Tan of alpha 1 divided by tan of alpha 2 by alpha 1, angular magnification, then that comes as unity. So now let us consider two triangles, right angle triangles, T1 P1 N1 and T2 P2 N2, and check what kind of triangles these are. So from triangle T1 P1 N1 and T2 P2 N2, we can write T1 P1 is equals to T2 P2. So that I have already discussed. So T1 P1 is equals to T2 P2. Because the distances here are same. Now the angle T1 N1 P1 is equals to angle T2, N2, P2. So that angle is alpha. So the angle T1, N1, P1. So the angle that is made here is equals to angle that is made in the triangle T2, N2, P2. These two angles are equal and that angle is denoted by alpha. Now with this data we can say these two triangles are congruent triangles. Therefore the two triangles now from the diagram again P1 N1 is equals to P2 N2. So if you see P1 N1 is equals to P2 N2. So now let us add N1 P2 on both sides. So what will happen? P1 N1 plus N1 P2, which is equals to P2 N2 plus P1 N1. So this is the equation that you get if you add N1 P2 to the equation P1 N1 is equals to P2 N2. So from the diagram let us see what is P1 N1 plus N1 P2. P1 N1 plus N1 P2. So this overall distance will give you the left hand side, and on right hand side you have P2 N2 plus N1 P2. So this is the right hand side distance. So from figure again this P1 P2 is equals to N1 N2. So if you draw the diagram clearly then you can see the P1 P2 is equals to N1 N2. So this is the important point. So the distance between the nodal points N1 and N2 is equals to the distance between the two principal points P1 and P2. So from the figure P1 P2 is equals to N1 N2. So from this we can infer that the distance between two principal points is equal to two nodal points N1 and N2. So to get this point P1 is equals to N1, what we did is we took two triangles. So in that we showed these two triangles are congruent, and then we have added N1 P2 to the both sides. From that we understood P1 P2 is equals to N1 N2. That means the distance between two principal points is equals to the distance between two nodal points. So P1 P2 is equals to N1 N2. So in this diagram this part refers to the object part and this part refers to the image part. Then what will happen if this optical system is situated in the same medium? So in that case let us try to understand what will happen to the principal points and the nodal points when this optical system is situated in the same medium. So from the figure again consider two right angle triangles AF1, and so the two right angle triangles are AF1 N1 and H2 P2 F2. So these two triangles you can see in the diagram. These two triangles are the right angled triangles. So from that AF1 is equals to H2 P2. Why? Because the image object distance is equal to the H2P2 because the ray of light from A intersects the second principal plane H at H2, and the distance from H2 to P2 is equals to AF1. So the distance from first focal point to the point A is equals to H2 P2. So again we can write the angle H2 F2 P2 is equals to angle AN1 F1 because AN1 is parallel to H2 F2. So AN1 is the another incident ray, and this ray is parallel to the first emergent ray, that is H2 P2. So with that information we can write angle AN1 F1 is equals to H2 F2 P2. So hence two triangles are congruent. So now F1 N1 is equals to P2 F2. So distance from first focal point to the first nodal point is equals to the distance from second principal point to the second focal point. So this you can observe in the diagram. Now F1 P1 plus P1 N1 is equals to P2 F2. So from the diagram you can also write F1 N1 as F1 P1 plus P1 N1. So the overall distance is F1 N1. In between we have point P. So F1 P1 plus P1 N1 gives you P2 F2. Now P1 N1 is equals to P2 F2 minus this term F1 N1. So what are we doing here? We are just taking the first term to the right hand side since it is plus here. So if this terms goes to the left hand side, that becomes minus. So we also know that P1 N1 is equals to P2 N2 from the diagram again. This point you can observe from the diagram. So from the diagram it is clear that P2 F2 minus F1 N1 will give P2 N2. Now P2 F2 will give the focal distance F2, that is plus, and P1 F1 will give the focal distance F1, that is minus, because we are measuring it in the opposite direction. Now this P1 N1 can be written as P2 N2. So that is, so if you substitute these values here, then you will get P2 N2. So P2 F2 is F2. So minus of P1 F1 is, this is P1. So P1 F1 is minus F1, so that gives F2 plus F1 P1 N1. So from the diagram P1 N1 is equals to F2 plus F1. Now if we have the medium which is same on both the systems, like for image system and for object system, if the medium is optically similar, then we can write F2 is equals to minus F1. So then P1 N1 will be what? So that will be 0. For optically similar systems. So this case is for optically similar systems. So this represents that principal points coincides with the nodal points when the optical system is situated in the same medium. So the principal points coincides with the nodal points. If you have the medium similar for both the systems, for image and object system, so in that case principal points P1 P2 coincides with the nodal points, and the planes which passes through the nodal points, which are again perpendicular to the principal axis, those planes are known as nodal planes. So and this point is for when both the systems are in same medium. In this class we learned how the distance between nodal points N1 and N2 is equal to the principal points P1 and P2, and then we derived for the principal points when coincides with the nodal points. So in this class we learned two important points in the nodal point section. The first point is the distance between nodal points N1 and N2 will be equals to the distance between two principal points P1 and P2. And in the second part we understood when the optical system is situated in the similar medium, then principal points coincides with the nodal points N1 and N2. And after that we learned the nodal planes. So the planes which passes through the nodal points, and they should be perpendicular to the principal axis, then such planes are known as nodal planes. So if I have to show you the planes which passes through these points N1 and N2, and if they are perpendicular to the principal axis, then such planes are known as nodal planes, and these points N1 and N2 are nodal points. P1 and P2 are principal points, F1 and F2 are principal focus points. So now we learnt the three different points and three different planes that are possible in the optical system or in the thick lens. So now let us learn the Newton's formula and graphical construction of image. So this is the next concept. Newton's formula and graphical construction of image. So in this section we will understand how the image of an object which is placed on the principal axis on the optical system, and how the rays that gets refracted from the objects and forms an image. So we'll learn how to construct the image from the object that is present on the principal axis. So to know this, now we need not to know, or we need not to have the knowledge of the position or the curvature of the refracting surface or the intermediate medium. But if we have the cardinal points knowledge, then we can easily draw the image of an object which is placed on the principal axis. So in the last section we learned the F1 and F2 focal points, and P1 and P2 principal points, and N1 and N2 nodal points. So using all these 6 points, now we are supposed to draw the image of an object which is present or which is placed on the principal axis. So in order to construct the image, we need to have, or we need to follow some rules just to make how the image is formed after refracting from the different angles. So now let us learn. So again we have to have the principal axis. Let this line be the principal axis for the object to be placed. Now there is an object, that is AB, on the principal axis. Now we have to understand how the image of this object is formed when the rays of light from this object passes through the optical system. So before drawing the refracted rays or the incident rays, let us draw the principal planes and principal points and focal planes and focal points. So let this be the focal point F1 and let this be the principal point P1, and after principal point what we will have? We will have the nodal point N1. So after N1 what we will get is P2, principal point 2, and after this we will have nodal point 2 and F2 obviously. Clear? So now let me draw the plane which passes through the principal point P1. So this plane is principal plane 1 or H1, and let me draw another plane which passes through the point P2, that is principal plane 2, and the name for this is H2. Now let me draw the ray AH1. So this ray is again parallel to the principal axis, and this crosses the first principal plane at H1. Now this ray will obviously emerges out from the second principal plane, and which passes from the F2 focal point 2. So this is H2, and the ray from this H2 passes through F2. So this is the incident ray and this is the emergent ray. So A1H1 is the ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis, and this ray touches the first principal plane at H1, and the conjugate ray H2 A prime 2 passes from the point or from the principal focus F2, so which is here. So now for the first ray you have drawn how the emergent ray looks like. What will happen whenever there is a parallel line to the principal axis, then this ray will emerges out from the second principal plane, passing from the second focal point. So from this diagram H1 P1 is equals to H2 P2. So the first point we have done in the construction of so the first point here is H1 P1 is equals to H2 P2. So you have to write this statement for the first in the construction of image. So don't write directly H1 P1 is equals to H2 P2. There is a statement which says whenever a ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis, then that ray emerges out from the second plane or the second principal plane passing through the point F2. You have to write that statement, and after that statement from the diagram it is clear that H1 P1 is equals to H2 P2. So this is the first point in constructing the image. So now let us understand the second point.